So Sonic Boom Season 2 has started airing, although it aired a few weeks ago with episode 1. Then we were told, oh hey, you're gonna wait a month until we actually officially launched it now.
We were told it was going on a hiatus, even though it just came back on, brand new, and now it's officially announced it's back on.
Yeah, and episode 2 was just aired, so... and this time it was actually moved to Cartoon Network, which annoys me because our cable package decided, you know what, Cartoon Network is on one channel set, whereas Boomerang is on a completely different channel set. Even though they're exactly the same thing, they are children's cartoon channels. So, yeah, thank you for that, dickheads.
Yeah. The really Boomerang is basically all the sort of old stuff we don't want anymore put on that channel half the time. I
usually equate it to the Hanna-Barbera channel.
That's what I mean, it used to be that. Although, over here in the UK, it's pretty much, excuse me, in my side of the world, it's pretty much the Scooby-Doo Tom and Jerry channel, because that's all they ever fucking show.
And old Hanna-Barbera characters like Dexter's Lab, the good Dexter's Lab.
I'm just saying, they used to do that, but now it's got to be the Do all the bloody time.
Yeah, but for some reason they put Boom on there. It's a brand new show, season 2, yeah, but now it's old, even though it's got the highest ratings of your fucking channel.
The deal is basically, it premieres on Boomerang, but then it has its showing of the episode a week later on Cartoon Network. That's the deal now.
Bullshit. It should be the other way around.
I know, but, I'm not in charge of it, which, if I was, would be very big changes.
You would crucify Johnny Test.
That show's pretty much dead and buried now, so I'm okay.
You would still resurrect it and crucify it.
No, I wouldn't resurrect it, because that would make a fuss over something that shouldn't be acknowledged, like another show, but I won't talk about that because it gives it free publicity. It's baby.
But anyway, with Season 2, Bill Freiberger...
Comedy chimp, basically.
Yeah, comedy chimp. Came forth on Twitter, and this is old news to everyone who has already read this, but hey, we're talking about it, and this is our opinions. Bill Freiberger came across as, yes, Ian Flynn and Evan Stanley, who are writers, and one of them is an artist, mostly known for a webcomic called Ghosts of the Future, have contributed scripts to Sonic Boom Season 2. So, yay, get some writers who actually know what the fuck Sonic is.
Although, like I said, considering that this version of Sonic is more of a sitcom thing, it'll be interesting to know if they want to play up more the comedy or more of the adventure side of things.
I wouldn't mind if they actually did actual TV show episodes of the comic strip.
Yeah, like loose sort of adaptations.
Yeah, like a go-kart race, or Amy losing the hammer and she goes insane.
Yeah, it would be interesting. There's enough ground you could do that.
I would watch that one. That would be hilarious.
That would be. Yeah, because like I said, at least they've done giving Amy a personality now, instead of just being the lovesick stalker.
Yeah, still, she's like, the hammer's a part of her being, the same way Knuckles has his spikes and Sticks has a boomerang.
Exactly, so it'll be like I said, it'll be interesting to see what they contributed to the show later on.
Yeah, like I said, they know Sonic, they've been with Sonic for a long time, so they know what aspects will actually change and put forward their own comedic spin on a typical trope.
Exactly, yeah.
But on the other side of things, on the same day, there was a press release on Sonic Boom, and Bill Freiberger stated that Sonic Shadow will return because his inclusion was a bit heavy-handed in the show and especially the games.
Yeah, because everybody loves Mr. Moody Pants here.
Well, not so much Shattered Crystal. Shattered Crystal didn't really have much of a reason to be a dick. In Rise of Lyric, he's just a dick.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is basically, how do we deal with this kind of sad person, basically? Well, when I say sad, as in, God, he makes everybody depressed. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we still need a backstory on him, which I won't be surprised it would be a two-parter in this show, since we were teased saying they would be two-parters. But, excuse me, he also said that there will be more characters from the Sonic game universe, and that was in quotations.
Yes, I mean, who that will be, that's we've got to wait and see, basically.
Well, there's plenty of characters to choose from. It's just how well would they translate from being somewhat pseudo-serious to pretty much
sitcom.
pretty much like a sitcom parody of themselves.
Exactly. I mean, this is this is the big thing because obviously because the whole point of the series is to take characters that we've known for years. Though let's be fair, they've had the basic personalities have been more or less the same. You know, the hero, the villain, the sidekick, the friendly rival, and the girlfriend. And it's like, well, let's put a spin on that and give them more dimensions to play with.
Yeah, Sonic's more egotistical. New character Styx is a bit paranoia. Amy is now basically reverse of herself. She's no longer love-struck. She's just a den mother with a crush.
The backbone of the group and has the secret crush, which is played for laughs, which it really should be, really.
Yeah, I like how they're playing up for it. But of all the characters, like all the Sega characters, like which ones can be easily translated? I mean,
yeah.
Blaze would be a popular pick, but at the same time, is how can you translate her to Boom?
Yeah, so you would be worried as hell what they would do.
I would be worried as hell because she's my favorite character.
Yeah.
It's like her personality and her story is fucking great. So I would say Sonic Rush is one of the best written stories in the Sonic games, next to Black Knight and Unleashed. But I don't think her character would actually translate well unless she is alone and everyone's trying to be her friend.
I'm saying because...
but then again, you could actually use that storylines for Shadow.
Exactly. Yeah. I was going to say, because with Blaze, I mean, the idea with her is that he's kind of like the opposite of Sonic, whereas Sonic is a very, kind of more of a bright character, more out there and free going, where she's more the kind of more subdued, more self-centered character in terms of like she does things on her own. So, and again, it's kind of interesting because we have Percy, who was introduced in both most of the Boom universe and even what we've seen in the series there. The original intent with her that she was trying to be more like a self-sufficient character, didn't need the guy's help, but like I said, they haven't really done much with her.
Her personality is that she is the descendant of the Guardians of Bygone Island. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Or Bygone Village.
But like I said, we've only really seen her, we've only had one episode with her so far, so whether they would... I would have said that would have been the more ideal version to deal with Blaze, in terms of if that was like a substitute character, but like I said, maybe they want to bring the real one in, or just do their own spin on them now.
But other characters, like Rouge the Bat would be a good character to include. Keep the same kind of thief personality, but maybe try and do a double agent. But not exactly. Gun doesn't exist in the universe, so she's not a double agent. But she can act it like, oh, I'm working for the hero, so I'm also working for Eggman, who I'm double crossing to give the heroes information.
I was going to say, she could be on both sides. She's clearly up for hire, she will do what she needs to do, who's ever paying her the money. In terms of she will be seemingly on Eggman's side, but then really she's trying to sort out with the guys, the gang.
And for laughs, you can play up the romance between her and Knuckles.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you could definitely do that. Maybe, well, here's the thing. You can play up the fact that Knuckles just doesn't get it. Maybe Rouge is coming onto him very obviously, then he's just like, what?
Yeah, Amy gets all embarrassed by what she says. It's like, you know what she's saying? See, yeah, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So you can definitely play off the fact that they're thinking, well, at least I know what to do with my man. It's like, what's she talking about? Nothing.
In Cream and Vanilla would be good. Like, keep the same kind of mild manner, just very polite, but at the same time, Styx is trying to teach Cream how to be more feral, more outgoing.
It would be interesting if Cream was maybe coming over to Amy's house for a bit, a sort of, her parents are away and she's having to stay there. And while she's with the rest of them, she sort of learns, they sort of treat her more she ends up trying to be more polite to them and sort of show them etiquette ways. Whilst they try to show them, there's a better way, defending yourself. You don't always have to be. I think you said to me, it would be like a reverse of My Fair Stixie, although I wouldn't want to try and copy that. I would want to do a more different twist. At the end of it, Cream is now much more of a self-sufficient, more strong character, and maybe a bit more bite into her in terms of her attitude.
It'll be like a combination of My Fair Stixie and Fuzzy Puppy Buddies.
Yeah, exactly. So, but like I said, it'll be interesting because Cream is. I know a lot of fans never really like Cream because it's she doesn't do anything. She's just a nice girl, which isn't really a bad character. It's just she hasn't got anything to do.
No, I still like her as a character. But you had an idea of the Chaotix.
Yes, I did. I mean, one thing I will say, you could easily put the Team Chaotix guy here because their whole shtick is they're like a detective agency, so they could be in the village as a hired private detectives, type of deal. but they're either really bad or very just messed up of how they do their like business.
No difference then.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're the easiest ones to adapt, really, because again, you could just do them as like the shady, slightly not very good detectives, but are always trying to help out the best way they can.
Yeah,
in many ways,
yet Styx is more prone to detective skills, even though she doesn't freaking know it.
Exactly.
She know about the obliterator mob before anyone else did.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, let's be fair, her paranoid delusions tend to be more or less real. It's like the Carmen effect. Like, Carmen says something really stupid and almost retarded, yet it tends to be true. So, there's that bit.
But I would say the two characters that I wouldn't mind actually seeing in the show would be Mighty and Ray. You think it's like, yeah, they had little references here and there for like Sonic Generations and I think Sonic Mania.
Yeah, they've had references in there.
Yeah. But including the Boom versions, that would be a smart choice to actually resurrect these characters. Yet, with it being something that some people actually hate and would like to see these characters back in the game, sure, but at least they're still alive.
Yeah. It would be good because I think you could portray them as opposite. Like I said, with the way the show is, if you bring these characters in, it's like, okay, what kind of story potentials could we do with
It could be Sonic's friends from high school.
Exactly, yeah. So they could be old mates of his, and it's sort of like,
oh, hey, I see you guys since high school. You went to high school?
Exactly. So again, this is part of the charm of it, is if you bring stuff in from the main Sonicverse, if we call it that. It's kind of a good excuse to sort of look into characters that have just been there as slightly one-noted type of people, but give them a bit more to do, or sort of play off the fact of what they supposedly are, and then just use that for comedy.
Yeah, especially with Mighty and Ray's abilities. Like, Mighty's really strong, and Ray can fly.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly. So it's not a complete rip-off of Rocky the Flying Squirrel. No, nothing to like.
Yeah, but it depends how many people remember that.
It depends if they saw the film.
Exactly. But like I said, I mean, it'll be, again, like with those two, it would be great if like they were, again, maybe the opposites of maybe Sonic and Tails or Knuckles, like maybe they do things differently, but there's some similar traits they have. And like I said, it will be interesting how they play off against like Eggman, because that would be, I mean, let's be fair, that's some of the best jokes are, is really his reaction to what the gang are doing, as well as what the hell is happening in the village.
Yeah, I think a good plot for Mighty and Ray with Sonic is that they form their own little team, but they're trying not to be, and just like the other characters just feel a bit left out.
Exactly, yeah. So you could do like a sort of, he's favouring one group over the other.
I mean, they did that with Power Rangers, I think.
Well,
I think.
Well, like I said, it's not an uncommon trope, but there you go.
Yeah. So those are our suggestions for characters. Like, give us credit, okay? I think you already listened to me saying how Boom is a structured version of Adventure Sonic the Hedgehog, and you used a frickin' song.
Then you use a music cue very similar to Adventures one.
It wasn't similar, it was directly from Adventures.
Yeah, well, exactly. But like I said, like I said, this is the fun with Boom, is that they're allowed to get away with this type of things, whereas if we were going by the other shows, they would try and just stick to what they know, or like it's their particular universe, and they don't really they draw a line in what they can bring in and what they can't bring in. Whereas this is much more free-flowing, and it's not a very serious show. I mean, it sort of at times knows it's a TV show. I mean, like, there's a joke where Knuckles tells about, and Sonic says, like, how many times do I get a chance to save the world? One a week.
According to TV listeners, at least once a week.
Exactly, so...
That was a dumb joke, but I still laughed.
Exactly, yeah. So they can do this.
Yeah.
And like we said, as we were talking about this show has just come back on, so there's a lot of other stuff we don't know what they've got planned up their sleeves, so I'm really looking forward to partly the new stuff they want to do with the characters, as well as sort of bringing in a lot more of the official cast in, I guess.
But other than that, those are our ideas and what we suggest. So, what you put in the comments is what characters you have to see and how you would translate them into the Boomverse.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, even though we've jokingly said, like, oh, it'd be great to do that, and he's like, for all we've known, they probably have already got a similar episode already planned 2 months earlier.
In which case, where's the hell my royalty check?
It's not the case of where's my royalty check, it's basically, how good is it, and will it be any entertainment to watch? That's all I care about.
Alright.
So there you go. It's really just even if you rip off my idea, just entertain me with the idea.
Please do, because Mayor Knuckles was a piece of shit.
Well, counterproductive. I think that's the worst, but hey.